A change is coming to the real estate world. New rules about how real estate agents get paid kick in this Saturday, August 17th. The change comes as part of the National Association of Realtors' $418 million settlement announced in March. The settlement ended an antitrust lawsuit that claimed brokerage conspired to keep agent commissions artificially high. So, how could this impact you when you go to buy or sell a home? I'm joined now by Steve Nicastro, who is the managing editor at Clever Real Estate, a platform matching realtors with buyers and sellers. Great to have you here, and thanks for taking the time. First and foremost, how much more expensive could this process get then we'll begin with buyers. How about that?
Yeah, well, first, thanks for having me on. This is a really interesting time to be working in the real estate industry. There is a lot of confusion about what these changes mean for both buyers and sellers. I think the key thing people need to know, there's two things. First, these changes mean that listing agents can no longer advertise buyer agent fees on the multiple listing service. So previously, you would input that information in your listing agreement with your listing agent, and that would go on the multiple listing service in your market. And second, buyer's agency agreements are now mandatory. So buyers are, when they meet with an agent, they need to get a signed agreement before viewing homes in person. So out of everything like that, those are the two big key takeaways. There's nothing specifically that says sellers must pay for buyer's agents or buyers must pay for buyer's agents.
And so
I just wanted to clarify that.
Certainly. Okay. And so for sellers here, and we should note as well, a lot of these commissions people should know are negotiable. Bar none, they should be making sure that they're having that negotiating process on the commissions here. But as you're running the numbers on that, what should people be taking into consideration when they are negotiating commissions?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think the impact this is going to have, it's just going to make negotiations a little bit more complex. The possibility of buyers having to pay their own agents kind of changes the dynamics of the whole situation. But the bottom line is for sellers, it's still the same. It's what are you going to net on your home sale? So not just the offer price, but like what will you actually walk away with when you deduct all of the home sale expenses? So that includes closing costs, your listing agent's fee, and potentially your buyer's agent's fee if that's negotiated. So I strongly encourage people to run the numbers. If you have an agent, they can provide you with a seller's net sheet, it's called, and they'll include any of those fees. So you could have a pretty good estimate of what you'd walk away with. Now for buyers, it's a little bit more complex. If they are expected to pay some or all of their own agent, then that could complicate their pre-approval. But I think in most cases, we're going to see sellers still paying at least part of a buyer's agent's fee.
Steve, is it clear who's eligible or how to know that you're eligible, whether you're eligible or not for the settlement, for the NAR payout?
Yeah, the settlement impacts anyone who has sold a home during the specified date range. So that's after October 31st, 2019. If you listed a property and sold it on a multiple listing service and you paid a commission to a realtor or broker in connection to that sale, then you might be eligible. What you can do if you think you meet the criteria, it's realestatecommissionlitigation.com is the website. That's where you would fill out your claim form.
Steve Nicastro, who is the managing editor at Clever Real Estate. Steve, thanks so much for taking the time, breaking down some of a very complex matter for us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.